There's one removal from the Trump White House that has had the media's tongue wagging all day long. The British media, that is. Whilst reporters were in to see the newly installed President Biden sign off on his first tranche of executive orders, it was clocked that a bust of Sir Winston Churchill had been booted out. Now, that bust was loaned to United States President George W. Bush by Tony Blair and displayed prominently in the Oval Office. However, the White House had also had a bust of Churchill since the 1960s. Donald Trump restored that bust to the West Wing shortly after his inauguration in a sort of nod to that special relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States of America, that transatlantic relationship. A bust of the workers' rights activist Cesar Chavez now sits in the place where Churchill once sat. Now you might think, well, a workers' rights activist and Joe Biden wanting to sort of boost his man of the people image and PR. It all seems pretty straightforward, but it struck me as odd, and here's why. According to some historical accounts, Chavez ordered union members to call the Immigration and Naturalization Service and report illegal immigrants who were working in the field so that they could be deported. You see, whilst he did a lot of good as far as workers' rights are concerned and all the rest of it, undeniably so, according to this CNN article, Chavez was primarily a Labour leader who was concerned about illegal immigrants undercutting union members' wages, either by forcing them to accept lower wages, or the illegal immigrants rather accepting lower wages themselves because they were in a position to do so or desperate to do so, or by crossing picket lines. Now, the reason that this is odd is that hours after being sworn in as president, Joe Biden reversed several Donald Trump immigration policies by executive order. Biden used executive action to roll back Trump's attempt to exclude undocumented people from the census and end his travel ban, roll back his policy on that eliminated deportation priorities, and ended an emergency declaration that the former president used to divert funds to the wall on the US-Mexico border. Now, hours ahead of his inauguration as well, the White House officials released details of an ambitious legislative proposal on immigration reform, including a pathway to US citizenship for an estimated 11 million people who are in the United States illegally. Now, it strikes me as quite odd that Biden is doing something that the man behind him, that bust sat behind him, reportedly wouldn't have approved of. This person that Biden clearly thinks of to be noteworthy enough to sit in his Oval Office. It struck me as quite odd, putting aside the absolutely insane policy which would just encourage further acts of illegality. If you, in my view, right, folks, if you're in a country illegally and you're not willing to follow that country's laws and rules, then I'm not sure you're up to scratch, to be honest with you. But anyway, as Sir Winston Churchill would say, one always measures friendships by how they show up in bad weather. Only time will tell, folks, how the UK's relationship with a Brexit skeptic in the White House will actually pan out. I'm Darren Grimes for Reasoned UK. Reasoned relies upon grassroots donations from people like yourself that want us to continue producing our high-quality, free-thinking content. So please do consider clicking the link and donating, no matter how big, no matter how small, because it really does ensure that we can keep on keeping on.